I left my tea in the other room. I'm a little earlier tonight. How's everybody doing tonight? Ryan S., how you doing? Welcome to the Underground. The Watchman, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Appreciate you coming to the Underground. I got a little cold or something going on. Yeah, I'm blessed too, Ryan S. How's the sound, everyone? Let me get my tea. All right, y'all. Tonight's 1 hour live stream. Let's see how much I can cover in 1 hour. Thank y'all for coming and watching. Did y'all know there's a 5.3 earthquake in a remote part area of Texas near New Mexico Saturday night? 5.3 earthquake hit parts of New Mexico and remote West Texas on Saturday night, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. The seismic event began at 8:47 p.m. Central Time, about 35 miles south of White City, New Mexico. Blue rain in Texas, I saw that. Also, what they're spraying fertilizer, huh? Think that's what it is? The seismic event began at 8:47, 35 miles south of White City, New Mexico. The earthquake took place nearly 4 miles beneath the Earth's surface. It's pretty shallow. No injuries have been reported. 5.3 magnitude earthquake. I didn't do a video about it because I didn't think it would get any views. Here's where your storms are tonight. Just covering a little bit of this and that tonight. Last night I covered chemtrails, and I saw that where this guy captured the blue rainwater on a tarp and put it in a scoop, and you could see the blue. They say there's orange rainwater too in different spots. Proof of that, years ago, Agent Orange was I had a video on that, and I'm not going to present it tonight, but the rain would be orangish from experimenting Agent Orange. It's crazy, y'all. Can you see I don't think you can see this. Still see each independent thing I have to redo. StreamYard has changed. Good evening. Welcome to the Underground. You're going to get a little underground news from here, what you're not going to hear on your regular news program. Yeah, let me tell you about this real quick. Are you still here, everyone? The Watchman? Tomatoes been recalled in 14 states due to salmonella outbreak. Hello, Sonia. Thank you for coming in. Good evening, Rod R. It was a 5.4 magnitude earthquake in Texas, New Mexico border I just showed it in case you missed it. But yeah, the tomatoes have been recalled in 14 states due to salmonella risk. 2 brands of tomatoes have been recalled in 14 states due to possible salmonella contamination. The Food and Drug Administration said this week. Roy and Mascari recalled 4-count vine-ripe tomatoes that were sold by Gordon Food Service in 11 states, including New York, Illinois, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Hello, Mike Smith. Welcome to the Underground, John P. Suspicious Skies. And the reason I named it is because you're not going to get, the Underground, you're not going to get all this information on top from your news. 5.3 magnitude earthquake in Texas, New Mexico border. Tomatoes being recalled. Whatever I can squeeze in an hour tonight, y'all. New York, Illinois, Michigan, Pennsylvania. According to the FDA, Roy and Mascara was notified by Hanshaw and Caping Farms of Florida that were recalling a lot of tomatoes they had received and repacked in a 4-count vine-ripe tomatoes due to the possible presence of salmonella in their facility. People infected with salmonella can often experience fever, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain. Salmonella can result in more serious illness and be fatal in young children. So you want to be careful. It's also in a few more states. The other states impacted by this recall: Indiana, Kentucky, Missouri, Mississippi, Tennessee, Ohio, and Wisconsin. So if you're getting these tomatoes, y'all want to not eat these tomatoes. Packed by Ray and Mascari. Ray and Mascari. If you can see it on the screen right here. Vine ripe tomatoes. Williams Farms. Repackage. Meanwhile, Repack is calling tomatoes sold to wholesalers in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia, and have been distributed between April 23rd through April 28th. The tomatoes affected by this recall can be found on the FDA's website. So yeah, y'all be careful with them tomatoes out there. Curious Georgia, Johnny Small Pepper. How y'all doing? Good evening. I'm just looking to make sure I didn't miss anyone, y'all. Thank y'all for coming in, and hope you enjoyed the live stream. It's crazy how StreamYard is changing up, Each individual screen. Let's see if this shows up, and it won't. Each individual screen has to be done individually. But anyway, I'll just go through with it. Good evening. Happy Sunday evening, everyone. This is South Carolina. I'm not going to really try to make this famous or anything, y'all. I'm experimenting. That's all I'm doing. Last night I showed, some things along with chemtrails and things that are in the chemtrails. I'm going to go back to a map or two tonight. A 31-foot-long sperm whale washes up ashore on Hilton Head Island. I wonder what's causing that. I'll just be up for an hour, y'all. Yeah, it's pretty sad. 31-foot sperm whale on Hilton Head Island washes up. 31-foot sperm whale beached itself along shore of South Forest Beach on Hilton Head Island in Beaufort County. That's where I went to the flight show, the air show, Beaufort, on Saturday evening. A lot happened, even the earthquake. And this is yesterday also. According to the social media reports on Sunday morning, the whale is still alive. Authorities have been pouring water on the whale and covering it in wet towels to try to help it. The town's posting said that trained professionals, including the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and marine mammal experts, are on the beach trying to keep the whale comfortable. How do you keep a beach whale comfortable? A veterinary, I guess, keep pouring water on it, keep it alive. A veterinarian from the Georgia Aquarium is on the way to perform euthanasia on the whale. Well, what are they keeping it alive for then? And the specific type and the amount of euthanasia medication is currently on its way from Florida. The whale was first spotted on the beach Saturday evening around 6:30 p.m. and the low tide was coming at 8:17 p.m., which combined with the imminent darkness made any care for the whale or the chances of saving it much more difficult. A certified marine biologist in the area was on the scene starting on Saturday night, and volunteers with the Sea Turtle Patrol spent the night on the beach keeping the whale company as best as they could. Whales typically beach themselves when they are seriously sick or hurt, according to the Fish and Wildlife Foundation of Florida. There are around 2,000 strandings each year worldwide, resulting in the death of these animals. Whales. Beachings are rare enough that they're not a significant threat to any species. The beaching of a single live animal is usually the result of sickness or injury. Bad weather, old age, navigation errors, and hunting too close to shore also contribute to the beachings. So yeah, that's sad, y'all. A whale beached itself. Is it due to climate change? Or the new climate change? Is it due to the oceans heating up? Is it due to the plankton, becoming rare? Just asking these questions. A lot of times they know these answers, and they know if something's been dumped in the ocean in that area, and they won't report it and they won't say, It's the truth, y'all. A lot of times they won't tell the truth. And knowing, of course they want to question it, but be like a big diesel fuel spill, at a bridge or something. Let's say, hypothetically. And they would know that happened, and soon after, this whale would beach itself, and they wouldn't relate the two together, is what I'm saying, y'all. But anyway, let's come back to the chat a minute. John Hobbs, here on the West Coast, it can be starvation. The salmon populations are down, and whales that feed on salmon were hurting. There's a lot of channels going live right now. I'm not in a competition with anybody. I'm just experimenting. That's all I'm doing, y'all. All right, let's go to another story. I don't know if y'all knew this, and this is quite peculiar. You remember that song star, Jill Sabu, the world award-winning singer of I Kissed a Girl? She died in a Minnesota house fire Thursday. Yeah, the one at 66 years old. That's why I said peculiar. 90s pop star music star dead in a house fire at 66 years old. Let's see if I can read a little bit about it. I just saw her last month for the time at the Keswick. She was great and very kind. Says Tammy, you must have been the song that pushed her a bit closer, huh? To sin. Let me see. I don't know. I'm just reading what's on public social media. But it doesn't really have a story here to go with it. Learn more. Read the full article. Okay. Pop star music dead in the house fire at 66. She was a force of nature. Jill Sabul, the award-winning I Kissed a Girl, died in a Minnesota house fire Thursday. She was 66. Okay, keep reading the same thing. It is not known how the fire in Woodbury, Minnesota started. Sabul released 12 albums over her career and tackled topics such as the death penalty, reproduction, and LGBTQ issues. How about that? Sabul's first album, Things Here Are Different, was released in 1990. 5 years later, per the Associated Press, she received widespread attention for her hit singles Supermodel from the movie Clueless and I Kissed a Girl, which, despite being banned on several southern radio stations, made it into the Billboard Top 20. In case you didn't know, yeah, the singer that sung I Kissed a Girl died in a house fire. That's kind of peculiar, isn't it? At the age of 66. How's everybody doing tonight? Coming back, Legendary Princess. Hope you have a good and wonderful night. Well, thank you. I'm 18 minutes into the live stream. I'm just performing a test. There's many big top channels go live right now at this time. I'm not in competition with anyone. I'm just out here before I go to bed, put a little information out there. And let everybody know Super Day is still here, y'all. John P., good to see you, man. Frequencies and toxins can cause a well to beat yourself. Yeah, Mike Smith. I would say contamination to the water. Not enough plankton if they're dying slowly from not being. I have no clue. But as we know, plankton is becoming rare, and whales feed on that. Just saying, y'all. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but with the new climate change, everything's changing, Everything is. What else we got, y'all? What can I squeeze in an hour's time? I might already done show this. Let's see what we got. Yeah, you know how they want to take CO2? CO2 is the gas of life. I had a preacher one time with his projection screen showing carbon. It was like in the shape of a cross when it's finely microscoped all the way down to what you can see what carbon is. Carbon holds everything together, But CO2 is the gas of life, and they want to say we're on a collision course of having no CO2. We need CO2. See, listen to this video, y'all.
CO2 is a gas of life. When you have more CO2, the plant kingdom, the whole ecology, even the oceans, gonna have more, basically, ability, more fishes, more everything. More life, essentially. That's why it's called gas of life. And these people want to demonize it as some gas that can cause global warming, can cause hurricane to run faster or weaker. I don't know what they want. To have more rain, more droughts, and all this other nonsense that they claim. All of that, it just ain't so.
Yeah.
It's a gas of life.
They want to demonize CO2. The more CO2 you have, the less that whale is going to beach itself, you know? In the ocean, in the air, in the atmosphere. Plenty of CO2. We need plenty of it, not less of it. And Al Gore, yeah, they demonize CO2. Why would they do that, y'all? Why would they do that? Hello, Tim. We are carbon. Exactly. Carbon is the gas of life. CO2. The geoengineering is messing up everything. The sky is getting tight. Why would they spray sulfuric acid into the atmosphere? Are they trying to dry up the oxygen? I'm just asking questions. What are they trying to do? And they wonder why these flocks of birds die. They fall out of the air and they spray a lot of combination of a lot of things. But recently we've been told more about sulfuric acid. If you look it up, it's not real. It's nothing healthy about it. What else can I squeeze in this hour? I'll get a little bit faster as we go. Each night. If I do this each night. I almost didn't do it tonight. Just to be honest. I want to show y'all proof of what I was talking about last night. These fires in Israel. I think I'm sharing the screen now. I'll stop worrying about what they're doing in the sky. I will still grow 3,000 acres of rice. Someone might get hungry later. How many rices are there? 120,000 varieties of rice all over the world. I remember in the Philippines, they had like 93 different varieties of something, and they wanted to control it down to 3 varieties. You hear all kind of crazy stuff, y'all. But when it comes to these fires in Israel, these people, they have the proof. They've illustrated it. It's like a 10-minute video. And I guess I'll have to play it. Because I want you to see what they found. If I can get it to play. Let's make the full screen first. Mr. Johnny, offshore windmills are a cause. You really think so, huh? Them offshore windmills. I've seen where videos, a lot of them catch fire. They rust a lot faster. They're not maintained. The propellers just fall off of them and they catch fire. I mean, ain't it crazy, y'all? Are Israel's fires caused by direct energy or arson? Watch this video with me, y'all. Israel is witnessing what we went through in California last summer. You talking about the Paradise Fires and the Camp Fire? And these fires like in Maui and in Chile? There was a fire, in Alabama like that. There's been fires in South Carolina like that. Yeah, kind of like these fires that spring up out of nowhere and trees from the inside catch fire. I saw, what's his name? This guy, he died because I don't know how he died, but he presented a lot of evidence when it came to the Paradise Fires. I remember all over YouTube. People took videos. It was all over. You can't find these videos anymore. It was crazy, y'all, when the Paradise Fires. Let's watch this video. It should have a little bit of evidence.
Okay, and then should I go into the trees?
Sure.
Okay, so someone sent really good footage of these olive trees that were on fire.
Yeah, you can see the inside there is actually burned from the inside out. The outside, actually, some of the bark looks fine. And now this one, you can see the top has fallen over. This is an olive tree. All of the leaves are actually still completely untouched, which is really strange because it's laying on the ground, which should have been on fire. However, you see the inside of the trunk is burned almost all the way inside of the ground, like almost underground there. And then here's another one. You can see holes right through the tree, which is really strange. And then there's one more there that you can see has burned all the way at the base, like into the ground practically. And it's burned only on the inside and not on the outside.
And for those that are a little new,
two things that I'm going to show you a duplicate of here. One, that the top part of the tree had fallen over, the leaves were unburned, and the tree only burned from the center. And two, you heard him saying it looks like it burned all the way down into the ground. Here's a couple minutes from a video titled New Samvartica Fire Dynamics, Vaporized Root Systems, Shattered Rocks, and other stuff. We're just going to watch a couple minutes of this and then get back to the Brush Junkie coverage of the Israel fires.
Come out here and doing some plasma hunting with my new buddy Sean and Shane. And I'm going to show you how the roots are vaporized.
Notice this tree on the right as we're about to pass it. I'm going to show you 3 or 4 different examples where the limbs are laying on the ground. Look right in this area as we walk past and you'll see it. There's much more clearer examples of it, but just wanted to draw your attention to that. You'll see all the limbs laying on the ground and the center of the tree is burned out. Almost like a bomb explodes from the center of the tree.
Come out here and doing some plasma hunting with my new buddy Sean and Shane. And I'm going to show you how the roots are vaporized. I've never actually pointed it out directly in a video before, but this tree right here, that's the whole base of it from right here. And you can see where the roots were. Let me turn some light on. Here, come around the camera. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna stick my hand back in there and show them that these are once roots of this whole tree, where the roots are vaporized and missing, completely disappeared all the way back into the ground. All the way around. These are all root holes. And I pointed this out secondhand in the aftermath of a video I've taken. Hopefully I don't get bit by a snake. But that's what those are, is missing roots, because the tree that was this big around, and it still has leaves left on the end. So it's highly burned here, completely blown out there, with the roots vaporized from the electricity that comes from the ground up. Yet right here, the wood is unburned, and right here, the unburned foliage.
This is proof of new weapons.
Yet the underground, the roots literally get vaporized. There's not even ash in there where they once were. Because here you can see the difference between how burned it is at the bottom and all of the unburned still having leaves at the top. And this part of the tree has come down, all highly burned at the center. Fire don't do that. Hollowed out on the inside, just like that tree that we looked at where the roots were missing. This was all part of the inside of the tree. So it looks like this place got hit with a bomb, not a forest fire. Like a bomb blew up in the center of that tree and blew all of these limbs outward. Does that not look more like a bomb than a fire? So this is a filtration device of consciousness. Most people walk through and all they see is fire. Here's a second example of the same thing, where the center of the tree got hit and exploded the limbs in every direction. Again, still with foliage, so you know it wasn't flames. And that's where the roots were on this one. I could stick my hand in clear up to my elbow. That actually might be where a branch protruded, so that doesn't quite count as a root burn. But either way, yeah, it's definitely got the same pattern as this other one where it's burnt at the bottom and looks more like a bomb exploded at the center of the tree, blowing all the branches.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Tim. It's not that nobody cares. I mean, what can we do about it? Do weapons. What can we do about the chemtrails? What can we do about it? Good question. Like nothing, right? We can talk about it and let them know that we know what's going on, but what can we do about it? Let's see if this other video here. I'll finish playing that video in a minute. Watch here. This guy, everybody's seen this.
We've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle, fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow. Believe it or not, military aircraft flying through the region is dropping chaff, small bits of aluminum. Sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is. 50 and...
How often does that happen? Not very often, does it? Let me read the chat. Ryan, North Carolina, good to see you, and thank you. There are things that can be done, but we can't discuss them here. You're exactly right. Pray, says Stacy Sealer. Curious Georgia, yeah, thank you. Just like lightning, but with a 50-mile-per-hour wind. It came from the ground. You think so? Does do weapons not shoot into the ground and electrify the ground? I've watched these other channels demonstrate lightning into the ground. Where is the source? Especially if it's like in a rural area, out in a forest. Is the source coming from the sky, shooting it like a do weapon, like a beam? Or is it, how is it coming from the ground, from what source, is what I'm asking. Some of this I don't completely understand myself, but I know new weapons are being used. Even like in the Paradise fires, there'd be holes in cars and melted aluminum and engine blocks. You'd have to reach 4,000 degrees to, unlike any forest fire, you know. Where is the source coming from? Let me look at the chat. I'll do a short for you. Pay attention. Let me look at your channel here, Tim. I am subscribed. I sure am. Does anybody here know where the source is coming from? If it's like lightning in the ground, even these posts burn, and electric poles burn near the base of the ground, and they fall over, electrified and heating the ground. I get it. But where is the source coming from actually, you know? I'm trying to learn from you all too. I've told y'all that in the past. Let me read the chat. Does anybody here know? My question is what they were trying to destroy and what is trying to show there is nothing. There's not enough to have a wildland fire. David Skywatch, does anybody know? I'm just asking you all the question. Even these flame retardants, when it comes to these fires, seem to intensify these fires. They spray chemtrails. We all know quite a bit of stuff here, you know, even before these fires get out of hand. The wind is very powerful a lot of times in these fires. The heat surges. These fires burn at a rate so fast, so many acres within such a short time. But if it's in the ground, where is the source of the lightning in the ground coming from to make these fires burn these trees at the bases? Because I need to, you know, find out. I need to discover this stuff too as we go along. I mean, and find more information about exactly what I would be searching for. David Skywatch, thank you. Thank you very much. A lot of us know, and we can see, just like when I walk in a room, I know a liberal from a conservative. But I don't know exactly where the source of this lightning in the ground is coming from and how they do it. Do they do it through DARPA? Or these DO weapons? Thank you very much, David Skywatch, man. Thank you. I mean, I hear a lot of people reporting on the same thing. They can say lightning in the ground and heat in the ground and all this, but they're not telling me where the source is coming from. Let's say this Tesla, you know, way back. I remember seeing this kind of stuff, y'all. Tesla, frequencies, electricity, he'd run electricity through the ground. Where is the source coming from? Wouldn't you need like this energy depot or something nearby? I mean, to shoot the power through the ground. How is this even possible, you know? Just asking y'all questions. Thank you, David Skywatch. I don't know exactly how it's being done either. But thank you for being honest. Let me go ahead and finish playing the rest of this, because this will be something I'll definitely research some more, because I don't have all the answers, y'all. I'm out here trying to learn just like the rest of us. You know, that's the important thing, is if we're ever going to do something about it, we got to know what we're talking about and, you know, be able to explain it and have the knowledge of where all this is and how this is happening. Radar off ships. HARP. Yeah, I didn't want to bore y'all with this whole video all of a sudden at once, but it'll come back to the host and everything. The source is the ether.
Just outward, leaving the leaves on the ends. It's definitely got the same pattern as this.
In their original color. This is very strange, and I do agree with Robert about it being conducted through the vascular system of the tree. So that's the most water-loving part of the tree, and we do know that water molecules are not only electrically conductive, but they're also susceptible to electromagnetic frequencies in the microwave range. It will cause them to oscillate and create friction heating. And that's one way that they spark on fire that way. The other way is electrical conductivity. So if you've ever seen a tree that got struck by natural lightning, it will conduct that lightning through the most vascular portion of the tree. And that looks very similar to what has happened here.
All right, and I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna show the olive trees from Greece that we saw. This was it in 2024 or 23?
This was in July of 2023. This was right about 3 weeks before the Lahaina fire.
Okay, yeah, it looks very similar, and it doesn't look like the leaves and the branches don't look like they're on fire.
Yeah, this middle panel is very telling. Actually, you can see leaves are actually touching the ground while the inside of the tree is on fire, but the leaves themselves have not yet ignited, and they probably will not ignite, even though olive trees contain olives and olive oil. It's a rather heavy oil producing tree, and so the leaves should actually be quite flammable.
All right, good point there. And then this is from Lahaina, kind of a well-known image again.
Yeah, this is from Lahaina. Maui. Ether. Y'all heard him say electricity in the ground. Friction. You know, friction causes heat. Stacy, you say the ground is splitting in Florida? I remember watching years ago that South Carolina could just crash into the ocean. That's crazy, y'all. Hello, Matt Farms. Spontaneous combustion, less likely, huh? Only if it's not lightning. There goes the price of olive oil. It burns the roots first. If I put the link out here, if you want to come up and talk about it, if you have a good explanation, if I can get the rest of this video to play, that'd be awesome. You don't have to show your face or whatever, but I'll give you time to talk about it. I mean, if you know or think you know, I'd be glad to hear it.
And the inside burning more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move.
A
All right, that's y'all get the deal on that. I think you do anyway. Because I believe, here we go to another hot summer. California is always on fire. Every summer, y'all. Let me put that link out there in case you're welcome to come up. You can explain it to us if you want to. I don't know if you put anything in the chat, but I'll give you a try if you want to try it. There's the link in the chat. 80-foot eucalyptus tree. In wildfires, roots underground burn for days. Yeah, I burned some stumps, and they burned for days down into the ground. You're right. Fires that have been put out above ground. That's why there's so much freaking digging while you're working wildland fires. We are crispy. Hello, Laura K. We're 46 minutes into the live stream. If you can't make it up, that's fine. The more they call us crazy. Tim, if you want to hit that link, come up and talk about it. Tell us the source of these fires, how it's causing a friction or electricity, where the source is coming from. That's up to you. If you don't have time, that's fine. Whatever you want to do, y'all. Hello, Ang C. How you doing? Let me check your channel while I wait to see for a response here. If you don't comprehend fire science and how things burn, you'll never get what's going on in these fires. Well, give us some comprehension. My nose is stopping up again. I hope I break this thing in a couple days. It's hard to light a stump on fire. Well, if you soak it good for a couple days with diesel fuel, it'll burn a stump down into the ground. And when I first moved to my piece of property 20 years ago, and I cut some trees down, it was pretty populated with trees and everything, and squared me out an area. And the stumps were left in the ground too. I dug some of them up, but several that were in the ground. I mean, I don't know if you know how to come up on a panel. Tim, if you want to explain. I don't know if you can hear me, but here's the link again. All you got to do is hit that link and follow the prompts. You ain't even got to activate your camera if you don't want to. But yeah, somebody that knows scientifically how these fires burn from any dew or HARP or DARPA, ether, lightning in the ground, whatever you want to call it, where the source is coming from, who's igniting this? Is it from miles away, and how is it directed to the spot they want it to get to? All these kind of things, y'all. I don't think anybody in my chat knows all them type of questions and answers, you know. If it's directed from miles away to get to the intended place of where they want it to go, who in the world knows that, and how is it even done? Just saying, y'all. If you're smart enough to tell us all of that type of information, you're welcome to come up and explain it. Hello? I can't hear you. You have to turn your mic on. Try to turn your mic on. Go out and come back in and try it again. All right. I think we had an attempt there, y'all. Hello, Jim's Camera at Dawn. Good evening. That's coal underground burning. Yeah, I've seen coal underground burning. And Pennsylvania has had an underground fire source since 1962. Ain't it crazy? You never hear of spontaneous combustion anymore. Stack Stevenson, hello. How do trees burn from the inside out? All right, let's try it again, y'all. Is this you, Tim?
It's me.
Okay. How do these
Oh,
do?
work this. It always takes 2 times to get in.
You say you live in California?
Yeah, I'm on the West Coast, Northern California, north of Sacramento.
How do these do fires start underground?
Well, from what on the cleanup, I see it from the ground up. There's no misunderstanding it.
Right. We all know how to identify these fires when they are.
Yeah, but I witnessed the Palermo, Paradise Fire. It's only like 30 miles away. When the first Paradise Fire that started all this, and everybody started talking about the weapons from the sky, that fire started at 3 a.m. I witnessed it. I was up. And I have friends that work doing garbage delivery the same day. So they were up there, emptying garbage trucks or their garbage cans at, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. They were evacuating people. That was the craziest fire we've ever seen.
The wind.
Then the Paradise Fire, Paradise, California.
Isn't the wind normally accompanied by these fires when they're being set like this?
No, that's what caught my attention. At 3 in the morning, we had 50-mile-an-hour north wind that came out of nowhere. We've never had winds in the Sacramento Valley like that.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, it's, and then, you witnessed that. Then we had, a couple years and other fires, and it's all the same fire, but just it's not natural. And then when you start cleaning up the grounds, you look at like a normal fire or forest fire in California. We used to get forest fires, every summer. These trees were burnt at the roots.
Yeah.
Not the trees didn't catch on fire. The ground burnt the roots.
Right.
That's the part I don't understand, because
I'm
a farmer. We grow crops. We have, rice, prunes, walnuts. We grow in the Sacramento Valley. None of the farmers could even. They were like, "What the? I couldn't light that fire if I wanted to."
What is the source?
We don't know. The source is unknown. I started thinking maybe the ground's getting too hot. Maybe in the mountains, because it's all volcanic anyway. That's what we're talking about. It's like, well, nobody else say anything, because all the mountain ranges in California is all volcanic to start with. The Sierra Nevadas, and
it doesn't normally spontaneously just cause fires, though, does it?
Yeah, all at once. No.
Right.
Look at all the years before.
Just because there's volcanoes underground from,
No, that has nothing to do with it. I was just thinking that way, but you're looking for explanations and nobody can find them.
To say lightning in the ground, Tesla, he did these tests and he performed things like that. Do you know of anything like that?
No, but I just uploaded a short video. If you look at my channel, just for you, of a tree, a eucalyptus tree that was about 60 to 80 feet, and I actually witnessed the lightning hit it, and it actually cut the roots off.
A short video.
Yeah, it's a short. I just uploaded it.
It's got 100 views. I'm gonna share it in my live stream.
No,
here.
no, I don't think it's got 100 views.
Yeah, it says it's got 100.
Well, your channel's watching.
May the 4th, 2025. It's your very last short.
It should be. I just uploaded about 10 minutes ago.
Okay, well, thank you. I don't know how much of a show, but
No, I just walked by the tree. I got it up on my landing. I haven't cut it up yet.
hello, Wally. I've seen a lot of these trees. Even they took to these logging companies. A lot of the inside of these trees were burned out, and they were very light. I mean, how would you even get? I guess they would chip them down instead of try to make poles out of them. But
I've never seen a eucalyptus tree get cut off at the ground.
you never have that. They were showing that one in Greece.
I showed it when it happened, and YouTube shut my channel off.
Oh, really?
Now, also, it looks like just a stump there, but that's like an 80-foot fucking tree there. No roots.
I mean, plenty of nightmares come out of these paradise fires. People trying to escape, and the wood's not even burned, and the blue.
They never counted all the people that died during the paradise
Right.
fire.
I was talking about another channel named Jamie. His name was Jamie, and he died. He said there was like 30,000 people missing from the paradise fires.
Yeah, they never counted them. Just think, during about the same time there was a lot of homeless, because it's kind of local to me. That was a place to hide. You know, you don't get in the big city. Go up in those mountains. You could camp out. There's lots of campgrounds. You could live up there. And then that fire just wiped out a bunch of people. So
And they wanted to blame it on the PG&E?
yeah, they tried to, but it wasn't. It wasn't a PG&E.
And I watched,
Not at all.
I watched numerous videos. Even mailbox didn't, plastic mailboxes did not burn. It's crazy. They call it these wildfires. Plastic don't even melt, but the aluminum and the rims and all this stuff melt down. And to say weapons, to say weapons, a lot of us think they're shooting something out of the sky because there's holes in these cars and the hoods and different areas.
Yeah, it's, I was an iron worker, so it caught my attention. It's unbelievable what happened. The math does not add up.
No, it doesn't.
Certain temperatures take to melt certain things.
Exactly. Yes, sir. But
So it's
to trying to figure out the source. I mean, it's kind of like
the source is like
it's like going down a rabbit hole that you're gonna not come out of.
The source is scary if we can't figure out who's doing it, because we can't fix it unless we know who's doing this crap.
Well, we know who's doing it.
Yeah, but we can't. Yeah. They'll erase us later.
I'm not worried about that. I'll get around you. I've used code words and stuff. We hadn't said
we can't use code words. They know what we're talking about.
We hadn't really said anything yet that would cause it to happen. So yeah, I'm just trying to seek the source of. Even a lot of people said, the ground is hot, like you were saying, and people's tennis shoes are melting off, and these guardrails. And you talk about the trees, the guardrails with the wood poles. Just all burned off. I mean, it's like a mystery of where this source of energy is coming from.
when that fire started, when the sun came up in Paradise, California, it looked like a nuclear bomb went off. I posted videos of it. Now I lost that channel, so I had to start a new one. But it looked just like a nuke went off.
Yes, sir. I know that according to the thousands of videos that you can't
Yeah.
find anymore.
They all did. They just erased the history.
You can't find it anymore. All that stuff. I know. And this is like
How's it going on the East Coast? Are you guys getting in trouble?
No, sir. It's been good and warm.
Good.
South Carolina, yeah. As far as I know, nothing's happening. We had a few fires like in Myrtle Beach and in North Carolina fires, off and on, but nothing.
What about the flooding over there? Wasn't there a bunch of y'all got fucking flooded over there?
North Carolina mountains got flooded, and we had some flooding here. I mean, there was landslides and like 2,000 in the North Carolina mountains.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Come to find out, and a lot of us believe that they released these dams.
Yeah.
As an excuse to say that it was from a hurricane.
That's bullshit. Whoops.
But yeah, it busted through and it split several mountains. I mean, it took out, they're not even telling the proper number. Like they're saying 100 or 238 are missing.
You're never going to find them.
In fact, there's videos and people out there saying this, 20, 30,000 people missing,
I believe that 20,000 at least or more.
But I appreciate you coming on, sir. I mean, you've revealed a lot, but as I keep going, I'm going to seek that source. I'm going to pull up Nikola Tesla information.
Oh, I'm all Nick. I'm all for him.
Yes, sir. And talk more about it in the coming days.
Well, pay attention to Israel. They're getting burnt just like the rest of us. Whether you like them or not.
Do you think it's their enemies causing that, or is it our government, or is it Israel doing that to themselves? I mean, what do you think?
Well, if I knew who the culprit was, I'd take him out myself.
All righty.
Who knows? Maybe, or are they? I hate assuming.
Well, assuming a lot of times
we get in trouble.
You get in trouble, or you can be on the verge of really finding and seeking truth. I mean, because the imagination can really take you places.
Yeah, I don't mind being in trouble. My kids are grown.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Tim.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing, brother.
And I'll be glad to have you come on any other time if if you're in my chat.
Hey, if I see something, I'll comment.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been 1 hour and 5 minutes. I said I'd stick to an hour every night. That's what I want to do. I'm not out here trying to reach boundaries that I can't reach or compete against bigger channels. I appreciate everybody coming in and we share information. It allows us the opportunity to go down these rabbit holes and seek more information. I may call it a rabbit hole, I may call it something else, but truth is always something I'm going to be searching for. Appreciate the super chat, David Skywatch. Last night, Wally's World, what is it, the ETs? I don't even know who that guy was, but he said he's 30 miles from where the Paradise fires were. I don't even know. That could have been a government agent, y'all. But I'm going to trust it. What does it matter? It ain't like we're out here giving any information that you wouldn't know already, you know. Because we know who's causing these fires. I mean, it's pretty obvious. What are the ETs? I don't know. That's another subject for another time, y'all. What was the condition of the eucalyptus tree when it was struck by lightning in the video when it all shows up to be cut down? Chunks of tree chunk that looked like it was dead already. It did look kind of dried out, didn't it? I don't know. I just shared the man short. Y'all want to check it out? It's all up to you all. When we find more information, we'll share it. I remember, really, when I looked over on Twitter and find this information about Nikola Tesla and all the things they said, they're using that type technology. It seems pretty obvious, y'all, that he could shoot lightning through the ground. So if they're using like a power source, I don't even know of what, you know? Like this, I can't even say because I don't know. I mean, but people say they see beams. They can shoot these beams either from space or these airplanes and it electrify the ground. Do you know how many megatons of power is in these beams that they shoot? They can destroy other weapons and shoot them out of the air, and it costs like $1 compared to $1 billion weapon, you know? Just saying, y'all. The technology is mind-blowing. They're 50 years ahead of what they're even showing us. He wasn't shooting anything into the ground. He was using what is already there. Right. But I'm saying our military, they put these things on the planes and they turn like a head and just pow. Kind of like in Star Wars, y'all. And it sounds crazy, I know, but I'm going to have to show you that tomorrow night. Y'all come and check it out, y'all. Because I'm going down this rabbit hole. For real, y'all. I'll show you what I find and look about Nikola Tesla and all that. I got some homework to do, y'all. But anyway, I wanted to stick to the hour. I was going to show a little bit more about other things, power outages and stuff. Pennsylvania's been experiencing a lot of power outages for the last 2 or 3 days. It's crazy, y'all.